Hi again there, everyone. Welcome to Gail Talk. This is me, Gail. Back again for another discussion, kind of to continue what I just talked about in my last video. I don't usually do this. I'm going to pump out two videos today just because what just happened in my life was just one of those things that kind of just keeps happening, and why I've wanted to reach out to a community of people to find out what's hopefully like to find people out there that are more like-minded like myself, because how it was feeling before this, you almost feel like you're the only one out there, and there is no protecting yourself, there is no friends out there, there's nothing. But I thought I'd discuss this with you guys, and yeah, so sorry that it's coming out a little bit choppy from me, but trying to decide how I want to word this, because I just had child services come to my house, and just as always, they end up leaving, knowing that they're looking at everything that I have and how happy my kids are, my family is, and knowing that there is something vindictive going on in my life. What I've I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but definitely that people don't like it when you're not doing what they're doing. So if you're like not part of society the way that everyone else is, like I homeschool, I don't really hang out with people very much. Like once in a while I do, but I over the years it's been harder and harder, since especially COVID, to feel like you fit in the world, and that everything is going um, nicely, and that you're getting like a back and forwards thing between someone, like a give and take of the conversation and the energy and everything. Especially since I quit drinking years back, I'm like, okay, things are not seeming as truthful as I thought they might. So, like I said, child services just got called on me. I'm definitely down to to who I'm pretty sure I figured out between a handful of people who it might be. Um, my partner, he worked for someone recently and it just wasn't working out. And so he left that place thinking, you know what, I got to move on to maybe doing my own stuff again, because it's hard working for people. It's good to have like talents and other things that you can do, because at least you can do those jobs by yourself. But I've mentioned in previous videos that it's really hard to work for other people because things can come up. And I don't know if it's just because he's a very confident person and he comes across like a very strong, confident man. And usually, back in the day, you would look at something like that and you would think, that's what I want from someone. This person's strong and they're confident, and I want them to work for me because they're who I need in my business. But now it seems that people might be becoming vindictive, especially in the workforce world. Instead of making your way up through like loyalty and actually being good at something, people want to be more like pushing everyone back down and kind of ripping their way to the top through people and throwing people under the bus. Um, I don't know if anyone else has dealt with this. Like I mentioned, I'm in Canada, so it's I don't know, maybe in the States it's different, but um, the thing with child services, they can't even tell you who is calling. And what's been hard with me is I feel like you feel a level of being attacked, like um, you can't defend yourself. You Because when they come over, the first thing you think is that, like, luckily they don't just think on, oh, someone's told us something, we have to jump right on that. They do take it into, oh, we can see what's going on and we can question you. And usually if you're a nice normal person and you're being truthful, they end up saying, oh great, I just need to text you in a couple of weeks and tell you to close the file, which is great. That's perfect. And but they had, whoever it was, I don't even go out eating because restaurants are so expensive, and I don't usually get to eat as good of food out as I do if I just make it at home. Like today I'm like I smoked ribs today and everything. So I'm like, I'd rather do things like that than go out and buy food for like $100 and spend all my money in a restaurant for one evening. So I was able to think back on when this event had happened, and someone had mentioned to child services that one of us had burned our child's hand with a piece of ice. I guess from being angry at him, like held down a piece of ice until it hurt. He cried. Nothing like that even happened, but I was definitely able to go back in my memories and think about the people I was there, which weren't many people. And I was actually only sitting at the table with one other person or friend at the time. So it doesn't it it's very easy to think about who might have discussed this with someone else. Um, we me me and my family do not like how people talk about people in this world. Um, the reason my husband decided to stop working for the person he was just working for was because it was not a good environment to be around. One of the women that he was discussing things with was saying that she's going to school for psychology, which I think that's great. Like I was even thinking like, oh, maybe I can talk to her and she might give me some advice, because like I always like to hear more about what people have to say about that, and you can always learn more about yourself being around educated people. And but the more he'd been around these people for, I think he was around them for about 6 months, he started noticing more and more. And one of the things that really stood out that she said was that she knows that if she really wanted to hurt someone, she could make them, like, she said she could make them kill themselves with what she's learned. I think that is awful. And there's this the silly thing about this, like I don't think that people in this world should be able to even say things like that, but it would be nice if there was a form of accountability for someone who's even spreading or saying anything like that. It makes me want to just have a voice recorder or a video recorder on me at all times, so people can be held more accountable for what's happening and what's being said in the world. um, I'm pretty sure that it has to relate to someone, either her or in that circle. um, but it's crazy what they say. They say that my house isn't, the place I'm living isn't nice enough. They say that my kids don't have health care, that I don't take care of them, that I'm mentally not doing well because I've just had a baby. But it was funny with that one is I called them up one day and actually was just saying I wanted some friends and I wanted to talk to some people, because I'm not, like, I'm from Ontario, but I'm only back visiting, but because we had moved out west. So I came back and I've had a child here and we're spending a bit more time here than we wanted to. So I was like, I wouldn't mind some friends to chat with. That would be nice. And it ended up that she has used that and said that I have mental health problems and there's something wrong with me, instead of thinking, oh, this person really just wants some people to hang out with, just wants a friend, or just someone to talk about mom stuff with. I am just so astounded that that's the direction it goes in. It's kind of been like that most of my life, where I'm like, I just want someone to be a friend like how I am to them. I remember things they do, I remember things they say. I think about things that they might enjoy doing, or gifts I might want to buy them on their birthday, but people are not as, I guess, as thoughtful in that. And it seems like people want to run as far away from that as possible. They would prefer that than to think, oh, I could be friends with this person. I've even had people straight up tell me, I can't be your friend. I'm just incapable of doing what you need me to do, which is kind of funny. It was family too. So yeah, I'm here just talking about this to bring more of a community into this topic and to see what everyone else has to say, because I'm just absolutely astounded that this is the direction that everyone seems to want to go in, seems to think that it's appropriate to bring in someone like that. Luckily, I know I raised my kids well. I know they're happy. I know they're healthy. That as soon as someone looks at my children, they think, no, they're absolutely fine. Like, you have no problems. We'll we'll talk soon. And the file will be closed. That's what they end up saying at the end, which is, I'm at least grateful that something like that happens and that people are actually seeing what's going on. But I wish there was some accountability being able to be held to the people that decide to make these choices and get these people involved. Because if it was a different form of society or something happened, are they okay with it? Seems like people are okay with trying to destroy people's lives when they don't even know the person. I've never even really met these people and they think that it's okay to do that. So, as you see, is more of an insight to my life, how stressful it can be, and why I might want to feel like making videos like this, and why I'm actually wanting more of a community. You can see now what happens in my life, daily, weekly, monthly. Um, but I'm just, as always, looking forward to eventually moving back to where my land is and starting from scratch. And I'm so excited. But the sad thing is that I know I have to not really make as many friends in life, or at least like in person, like these people that I want to be friends with and talk to. Or if I want to share parts of my life, I'm not really able to do that anymore, because every time I decide to share anything or talk to anyone about anything, they end up not really taking it the right way, or at least thinking something else, which it's sad because it's that woke mentality. And that's why I've been enjoying watching people like Charlie Kirk, or just what's his name, Alex Stein, people who are more educated about things, because I realize the more educated I am, the more I can actually defend myself or do well in this world, because it seems like everyone's out to get you. And that just seems crazy to me, because if we were all nice and working together and trying to be stronger and happier and trying to get somewhere that way, we could have so much in this world. We could be doing so much. I've seen what like a handful of people can do, and people would rather what seems like be lazy and choose the backwards way of doing things, or a lazy way of doing something, than to think, let's work as a team and do it together. To me, it's just sad. But as always, using the power of positivity um, to keep going, and know that if you keep trying to use intelligence and awareness, street smarts, everything, if you use that to be smart about anything, then you at least had some sort of shield. And I am at least lucky to have my family, and I'm happy to be able to talk to you guys on these streams too, because it makes me happy that I have some form of a connection with everyone out there. I look forward to hearing any comments. I'm going to be, until I at least start doing my live streams, because I want to be able to read the super chats and everything, but I think that's at live streams once I have like 50 followers. I'll be just reading everyone's comments right now. So if you just want to like talk about stuff, I probably won't bring up things that look like ads, because I don't think everyone really wants to discuss those. But yeah, I'm looking forward to creating some sort of community and talk going on. So thank you again for watching this video, and like, subscribe, follow whichever platform you're on and you can find me on. I'd appreciate it, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.